Hello everyone, welcome back to Home of Politics again. I thank you for your support, and without much ado, let us dive in to Turkana politics and review what were the basic reasons and what made the people of Turkana that day not to welcome Honorable Raila Odinga in Turkana during the Tobonglore festival. My good people, it is very clear that during the Tobonglore festival in Turkana County, the anger that was projected towards Honorable Raila Odinga was not meant for Raila Odinga. This is because the leaders and the locals of Turkana County themselves had their own internal problems with their leaders and with the former county leadership, which was just provoked by themselves, and the mode of explanation, the mode of how they could express themselves and solve their own problem, this was where the problem began. It was right for them to become annoyed or to be angered by their own problems, but the way they were confronting their own problem before the public was conducted in a manner that was not recommended. This is because the time when they are projecting their anger, it is on a wrong time. Remember that the Tobonglore festival was not a political rally. It was an event where people were welcomed to witness the diversity and the richness of the Turkana culture. And so bringing in political issues during this event was not necessary. Again, the people who were to receive the pain of this conflict, this was being projected to wrong people at a wrong time and at a wrong place. But it just happened that these leaders did not control their mouth and their anger, but decided to pour all the problems to Azimio led by Raila Odinga. And so Raila Odinga, in this case, he was very innocent, and he was just like any other guest who had come to enjoy the festival. And they made his day very short in Turkana to an extent that he did not even have time to talk, to interact with his supporters, and he left very early in the day. And so it is very clear that Turkana County is having its own leadership wrangles, internal disputes within different communities, clans, and it's being incited, or it is being propelled and championed by some of the Turkana leaders, whereby we see some of the leaders who are very close to the governor, who is the problem in that county, is the person who is bringing out some of the problems. And so what are these reasons, or what are these challenges that Turkana leadership is facing? The first one is administrative supremacy. We see the Turkana government, especially the previous governor called Nanok, he is still powerful even now in Turkana County, and he is still holding a supreme position somewhere in Turkana. And so he has been trying to compete in power with Jeremiah Lomurkai, who is the present governor. And so the issue of differences and administrative supremacy, it is what made this day to be rubbished, because it is the competition between these two leaders on their own basic grounds, whereby they know each other very well. These leaders, they know their history together very well, and so their competency is what is bringing chaos in Turkana County. We also see that corruption is one of the things that have brought conflict in Turkana County, and mismanagement of funds in Turkana. For instance, we know the previous county government, which was being headed by Governor Nanok, it looted a lot of money, and up to now it is on record billions of money have been lost in Turkana County, yet they cannot account the projects or how the money was used. And so to bring this in daylight, the sitting governor, who is Jeremiah Lomurkai, has been having a problem with the former governor Nanok, who looted a lot of money. And so this sitting governor also is trying also to find his share of money, the same way the previous one also made away with some money. And so the issue of corruption that is facing this government, it is the problem that is bringing in competition, because this sitting governor is always directing fingers and pointing fingers to the former governor, that if he cannot maintain his circle where he is right now, then Jeremiah Lomurkai will scatter the beans to the public about the hidden deals that Nanok was holding in the government. And there is nothing like hiding or covering Nanok, because the investigation of anti-corruption is already ongoing, and it was established that he made away with government money. And so they have been covering themselves up that this Jeremiah decided to maintain to make this former governor Nanok to remain silent, because if in case he tries to compete him, then he will expose his evil corruption cases. And so these are some of the things that have been bringing hot air in Turkana. We also see we have a lot of political differences whereby those leaders alienated to UDA are having a rough time with those leaders who are alienated with Azimio la Umoja. For instance, UDA has the majority of leadership in Turkana County, while ODM has the minority. But the governor is from ODM. But something that was very bad that day, this governor of ODM openly and publicly denied the support of Raila Odinga, and he directed his own support and his own loyalty to President William Samoei Ruto, of which it is a personal decision, but in the public domain it was a bad thing, because it seems he was claiming this support of President William Samoei Ruto openly because he had some mission that is behind it, and we could not establish the reason why he decided to change direction once. But right now it is revealed by these ODM leaders and Azimio affiliated MPs and senators who are right now in Turkana County that this governor decided to support President William Samoei Ruto because he has a lot of insecurities. He is facing a lot of insecurities, and leaders who are coming from Turkana County themselves, they know. The first reason is that he has fake papers, and he is not a governor who is handling the rightful papers that he is using right now. For instance, he's using fake documents, fake papers, and if he can be investigated even today, it will be established that this governor is having fake documents. And so to to bring his open relationship with President William Samoei Ruto, it is just to seek for a refuge on how he can be defended and covered on his weaknesses, so that this opposition cannot expose what is happening in Turkana. But already he is exposed. I don't know how things will happen. We also see that the problem that have been exposed by the opposition leaders in Turkana County is that this governor is the problem. For instance, he's having bad relationship with the neighboring counties, and he has been talking very badly, like they term it as a loose tongue, whereby he has abused the neighboring or bordering communities. And right now the Turkana pastoralists are having a lot of problem in grazing or conducting their pastoralism activities, to an extent that during drought they cannot migrate from one region to another, because this governor is causing a lot of incitements. And lastly, we see the ODM leaders in Turkana County have just revealed that the allies or close people to this governor are walking in town with a lot of guns. They are threatening the locals, and at the same time, if you are non supporter of this governor, then your life is in danger, because his allies, his supporters are walking in town with guns, and they cannot hesitate to point a gun on you if at all you are against this governor. And so to hide all this illness, maybe this is the reason as to why he decided to pay his loyalty to President William Samoei Ruto, unlike staying on the opposition side of ODM, where he is still having a fight with the former governor Nanok. And lastly, we see he is misusing power, because his son, one of the son of this governor, is also working with guns in town. He is very, very arrogant to an extent that anybody who comes across him is pointing a gun on him just because he's the son to a governor. And so these ODM leaders in Turkana are urging the national government at least to intervene with how this leader is using his forcefully position on how he is operating. Yes, he is the rightful governor of Turkana County, but the way he is exercising excessive power, it is what is worrying the ODM supporters. And for instance, Raila Odinga should at least address this matter that is happening in Turkana County, because he still have supporters of ODM in this county. Ladies and gentlemen, my concern was just to make it clear that the issue of denying Raila Odinga a podium was not his problem, but was due to internal conflict that is being witnessed daily in Turkana County. That is why this region has got a lot of their own internal conflict that they needed to resolve before exposing themselves to the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day.